Hey everybody, back again. This one here is a safety video. SR22 Pistol Product Safety Bulletin. I received this in the mail from my local gun dealership, who I had purchased my firearm from years ago. And if your pistol's number is lower than 369 89043, then it may affect you. It may not. It technically speaking, this issue all depends on how much you have fired your firearm. Basically, what they're talking about is your slide. Inside here, all your safety components and everything are sandwiched together. It's multiple layers and they're sandwiched together. Some of them, the polymer frame was cut out or routed out just a small hair too much. We're talking like 1/1000th of an inch. And when the firearm is in this, you have the hammer locked back, magazine in, you let the slide down, and you put it in safe, and the hammer drops, it fires the round. Because when these have the safety cut out, if there's no magazine in, the trigger is not connected to anything. Now, there's no magazine in there. There's no round in there. There's no resistance. This is what you're looking for when it is in fire. When it's in fire with a magazine in. If you have a magazine in and this is set to fire, and you can do this with your trigger, then it needs to be retrofitted because it is damaged. Now, another thing, to test even further, dummy rounds. These are SR22 22 caliber dummy rounds. Magazine in, magazine in, dummy round in, the hammer's down, it is on safe. Red is dead. It will not lock back. I can't just lock it back. It is there. But you can see the trigger is getting engaged. Set it to fire. I can cock it. Now, it is cocked. It is in fire. I'm going to engage the safety. See that? Hammer came down. Now the thing is, I'm going to pull that round out. So, drop the magazine. There's the round. Now what we're looking for is a hammer strike. That is the key element. Is there a hammer strike on the dummy round? There is no hammer strike. So that means mine does not strike when letting the hammer down on safe. Another test, they have a video of it up on their website. Let's see. Here it is. We'll do this full screen and I'll step to the side.
Hi, I'm Mark Gurney from Ruger Firearms, and I'm here today to explain the SR22 Pistol Safety Bulletin and what you should do if you experience the issue. First, what is the problem? The SR22's frame insert is made from two pieces that are secured together with some of the internal safety components sandwiched between them. In some rare instances, if the insert halves are not cinched together tightly enough, those safety components may not work correctly. The condition is rare, but when it does happen, It can cause the pistol to discharge upon decocking, which occurs when engaging the safety while the hammer is cocked. Pistols that have this condition will have a slack single-action trigger. That is, with the magazine inserted, the slide forward, the manual safety disengaged, and the hammer back, it will offer no resistance to the trigger being pulled, and the hammer will not fall. If this has ever happened with your SR22, you should sign up for the safety bulletin. If this happens while you are shooting, please take extreme care. First, and most importantly, keep the pistol pointed in a safe direction. Do not engage the safety lever. Remove the magazine and lock the slide to the rear. Check the chamber to be sure there is no live ammunition in the pistol and carefully close the slide. Do not let the slide fly forward. Instead, guide it gently into place. Engage the safety lever to decock the unloaded pistol and sign up for the safety bulletin. Please do not use your SR22 pistol until it has been retrofitted.
Okay, there's that. That explains that. There's a whole slew of information right there. But basically, as they said, if you are on fire, see, I've got a magazine in, and now if I stick it on safe, that return. If your trigger does that slack and has this type of slack when in fire, when it's in fire, then that your pistol is damaged and needs to be retrofitted. And doing the dummy round check verifies even further. I mean, you can have a non-slack trigger and it's still, damage or fire around when dropping the hammer, but being able to cock it, know that it's on fire, and then drop that hammer, that is more than enough. That is more than enough. That is a hammer strike when the trigger's pulled. There it is. Trigger's pulled. You see it at the 12 o'clock position there? That is a hammer strike. That is what happens when you pull the trigger. Now, round is chambered. Hammer's back. Going to boom. Hammer came down. Again. No hammer strike. My firearm is safe. It's not damaged. I am not affected by the call or the bulletin. You can see the differences. Hammer strike right here at the 12 o'clock position. No hammer strike. Even see if I can get this. There it is. See the hammer strike versus no hammer strike. It's just one extra step, and I always advocate to have dummy rounds for every firearm that you have, just for testing. Check your firing pins, check your seals. These do work pretty damn good, and if you get a good set, what you can do is load up a couple magazines and insert one or two of these every so often in a magazine, and you will fire, and then you will get to a blank or a non-firing dummy round, and it will act as if the firearm has a malfunction. These work great, especially for learning. If you're just learning, and you want to have that, experience, these work. They work great. I've had this thing for a few years. I am definitely in that lower range because we're at the 369-89043 and I am in the 200s, so I'm definitely in that range. I just wanted to put this notice out there that you can check your firearm, you can check with dummy rounds, and you can verify with dummy rounds. I mean, you could have a perfectly working SR22, but your hammer, your safety may not block the hammer. There may be damage to it, so double check. But that'll be it for today. Have a good one all.